Hello, hello, and welcome to our weekly webinar, Weeknight Warriors. I am so excited that you are with us. If you don't know me, my name is Kristen Estes. I am the founder of Weeknight website and the voice behind a lot of the tutorials. We also have Brittany and Travis in there as well. Okay, awesome. Today, we're going to be talking about how to create quizzes for your website for email capture, traffic, and just for fun. So, people ask like, why would I care about creating a quiz? I'm not a teacher, whatever. So here's a couple of reasons why. One is gonna be for email signups. So let's say there we go, for email signups. So let's say you want to offer some sort of quiz that people are just curious about, and then they have to enter their email to get their result. Well, that's a great email capture tool for you. Another thing that you can do with quizzes is customize your offerings. So let's say that you had a quiz like, what kind of website do you want? And then based on the result, you can send them to a different sales page or a different results page that had something that felt really custom to them, right? And so you've probably seen this on the internet. I'll show an example in a little bit in the tutorial, but quizzes are such a great way to get leads for your business and for your email list. Another thing you could do with a quiz is make surveys fun. So instead of having some boring survey that you send an email like, how are we doing? Or, whatever, you can make a quiz that has images or other fun elements to it that actually get your customer or your user, whatever you want to call your website family, visitors engaged on your site and excited about responding to your surveys. And then the last but not least is you can use them to just generate traffic to your site. So if you wanted to create a quiz that was maybe image-based and it was shareable to social media when you're done, like that they could share their results, I'm actually going to show you how to do that in this tutorial so that if you wanted to create something to just get more traffic to your site, you can do that as well. So great reasons to create a quiz. Okay, so now I am going to play a little video that I made for you guys. I'm actually pre-recording these tutorials just so that everyone's time is maximized and internet speeds are a thing. In this tutorial, we are going to make two kinds of quizzes. So one type of quiz that we're going to make is like an image-based quiz, similar to what you see on BuzzFeed. And it's just a fun thing that you can use to generate traffic to your site and even conduct things like surveys, etc. The other kind of quiz we're going to make is similar to how on Amy Porterfield's website, how you can take a quiz on, what type of course I should create, and there's some multiple choice options, and it has this little toggle bar up here. So that's the other kind that we're going to make. And this is really helpful for things like lead generation, if you want to generate signups to your email list, stuff like that. Okay, so the first kind of quiz that we're going to make, these are both on Weeknight website, obviously. So first off, we are going to install the plugin to make the image generated quiz. So this one we're going to do with this Forminator Pro plugin. So we're just going to hit activate. It's already installed for you here on Weeknight website. And then we're going to toggle over to it on the left and hit quizzes. Next up, we're just going to hit the create button. And then it's going to ask if you want a knowledge quiz or a personality quiz. Now, a knowledge quiz is going to be something like if you want to put a test on your website. Let's say you're a teacher, you're using Weeknight website for your teaching, for your students, something like that. You can actually create a quiz where people are graded and there's a final score, or even a just for fun quiz like test your music knowledge. Or you can do what we call a personality quiz. So that is going to be like our BuzzFeed quiz. So we'll call it, cat or dog person, create. And then when it loads, we're going to give it a title. So are you a cat or dog person? And then we'll go over to personalities. You can feel free to fill out the other forms. So we'll do cat person. You love an animal that hates you back. No, I'm just kidding. I'm clearly a dog person. You love the kitties. Yay. Okay, and then you can upload an image. So I'm gonna drag in Grumpy Cat, RIP. Okay, add personality, and then we'll just do that one more time. So we're gonna add another one. You are a dog person. And we'll upload this image here. Select, add personality. Okay, and then we'll move on to our questions. So, which is better? And this is like obviously pretty basic quiz. Here we go. Okay, add answer. I'm sorry, I didn't need to put an image there. Cats. And then we'll put dogs. Add an image there. Awesome. And add question. Cool. Okay, next up we're gonna choose the appearance. So these are not what you click on. You actually click up here for these guys. You choose what kind of design that you want. So I'll just choose that one. And then you can choose different colors if you like. You have to customize everything within this form builder, not when you put it on your page. So make sure that you do that here. And then you can choose use theme fonts if you want to just use the fonts that are going on the rest of your site, which I recommend. They also have Google Fonts as well. Okay, and then you can choose the layout. So I'm going to make mine a list, but you could make it a grid if you like. And then behavior, you can actually set it to be shareable, which I think is really cool. So I'm going to do that. Notifications, you can send an email, get an email sent to you every time that you get a submission, and if you you don't have to. Okay, then we're going to save it. And then this is where you can also choose if you want to create any integrations. So I've saved my draft, so I'm not going to lose anything. But then I'm going to head over to integrations. And let's say I wanted to hook this up to MailChimp or something like that. I would just click this little plus icon here, and I can send my results or I can connect my results to my mailing list, which is really helpful. So if you wanted to do an image quiz for lead generation, this is the way to do it. There are limited amount of apps that are natively integrated, but you could use something like Zapier. I don't know if it's called Zapier. It's one of those to connect it to other apps. So if your mailing list service isn't on here, then you can use Zapier to connect it. Okay, and then what I would do is I'd go back to my quiz and I want to publish it. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll hit edit on this guy, and I'm actually going to go ahead and publish it. Okay, boom. Ready to go. So you can integrate this onto a page in two ways. So one way is to actually just copy the shortcode. And what you would do is you go to new page, or just go to whatever page that you wanted it on. I don't have a page set up for this yet, so I'm just going to hit new. I'm going to open the builder. And once I'm in there, I am going to either, so again, you could just drag in the HTML module and paste in that shortcode, hit save, and that will generate your quiz for you when you make it published. Or what I like to do is there's actually a Forminator widget. It might be a little easier than remembering a shortcode. And then you just pick your quiz. Give it a second to load. And there it is. Okay, and so we'll hit save. And again, you might not see it when you're in the editor, but when you publish it and then refresh the page, you should see your quiz. Let's see it. There it is. Are you a cat or dog person? Which is better? Cats. Ready to send? You're a cat person. And then you can share your results. So super fun, super simple. I didn't customize the colors or anything, so this is just out of the box what you get. But you can go ahead and customize things like your colors. So that's how you make a BuzzFeed style quiz. Super fun to play around with. Now let's make a quiz that, you know, we could use. It's a little bit more complicated, but this is the kind of thing that we could use to send people to different pages with their results and all of that. So let's say we're going to make the same test, if are you a cat or dog person, but let's say that on results, I wanted to send people to a dog course that had like a custom page or something like that, or a cat course, right? So what I would actually do is have to use a different plugin. So first off, I'm going to create my results pages. So I'm going to create, let's see, you, all right, get out of here. You are a cat person, or how about, just kidding, take the cat course. Okay, and we'll launch this, and we'll just create a results page to get people into our cat course. So we'll say, let's see here, let's make a 2-column row and add my little photo of a cat. Obviously, you can be way more creative than this, guys. I am just going on the fly here. So, you clearly love cats. You should totally be in our cat course. Learn about your furry friends. Okay. And then I might want to add in a button. Take the course. Cool. And obviously this is like super small, so let's bump this guy up. Okay, cool. I'm liking the way that's looking. Okay, awesome. There you go. So we have our results page now, and obviously you can add headers and make this way more interesting. And if you don't want the footer to be like all the way up here like that, what I would do is just make that make the page full height, and that'll make everything centered. Wonderful. Okay, so now that we have this results page, we are going to keep it open, but we're going to make our quiz. So I'm going to go ahead and open my dashboard. And once that's open, I'm going to go to Gravity Forms. This is already by default installed. This is our default form builder. The reason why I normally make forms with Gravity Forms and not Forminator Pro, unless I'm doing a poll or a quiz, is because Gravity Forms gives me a lot more options, and it's just more stable, I've found. This is very easy to use, but Gravity Forms is very trusted. It has tons of add-ons and integrations, and I can just do a lot more with it. So by default, I like to use Gravity Forms for my form building. So I'm going to do the same cat dog course quiz. I'll do the same kind of general quiz. The only thing is that I don't have options for images here, but what I can do is things like page breaks and then redirects when they're done. So this is really good for like your more sophisticated quizzes. So under advanced fields, I want to see a quiz option, right? But if I don't have it yet, it's because I actually have to install that plugin. So you do want to, before you begin, add in your quiz plugin. Something else that you want, or I'm sorry, you have to add in the quiz add-on for Gravity Forms. If you don't, if you need to also add in an integration for the mailing list, those are also options for you. So if you want to connect your form to ActiveCampaign, so let's say to get their results, they have to enter their email, make sure that you add this guy, the same with Drip and MailChimp. You can even use Gravity Forms to take payment. So Maybe you even want to use a quiz for an onboarding assignment for your clients or something like that. So feel free to use the forms and quizzes however you like. But there's all of these add-ons for Gravity Forms. So I'm going to use the quiz add-on right now. And I'm just going to hit activate. And then under forms, I'll go back to my form that I was building. Okay, and then I'm going to hit edit. And now I'm going to make my actual questions, and I'll see under advanced fields now I have quiz. So drag that in or just click on it. Okay, so do you like cats or dogs? Okay, so this guy is a little bit interesting because you have to do weighted scores to give it results. So especially if you're going to have more than one question. So I'm going to do 10 and my second choice is 20. So I'll do cats, dogs. Okay, there we go. I'm going to hit update. And let's see here, under settings and confirmations now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new confirmation. You like cats. And what I'm going to do is set up a redirect, and this is where I'm going to add in, oops, not this URL, but my Take the Cat course URL. So I'm going to copy this. And so use this confirmation if the blank do you like is cats. So I could do it like that, or let's say I had like 3 questions, then it would probably, my answers would be 30 or less. All sorts of fun math going on here. And you could do your quiz score total is both less than, or it would be, let's see, greater than blank and less than blank. And that's what you would do. So it would be less than 31 and greater than 10 or something would be mostly cats, because it would be, if the dog range was 20, then I know that they're definitely picking those dog answers. I hope that that makes sense to you. And so what we'll do is, but this one we're just going to keep it easy. Okay, there we go. And it looks like I had an extra one. I think I got it all confused. All right, I think I got myself confused, honestly, and just doubled up on here. Okay, we can turn that off if we wanted to. Okay, boom, there we go. So we have our quiz, and you could also add in one of those add-ons that I was talking about, and then what you'd want to do is just add in an email setting to make sure that it links up to the email list service that you like, so you can find emails under advanced fields, and then you'd hit email, okay? Then when we're all done, we can go back to a page. So I'm just going to use this same page for, actually, I won't do that to you. Add a new page, and I'll show you how to add a Gravity form now. So what you do is you go to, let's see, my cat test. So you just open the builder, and then there's also a Gravity Forms module. So super easy, just like Forminator, to add in. You could also add it in via shortcode, but just make it easy on yourself and use this Gravity Form module. The cool thing about this is you can actually style these more within within the builder. So all of these guys take a minute to load, but there you go. And so inputs are going to be like the actual form fields. So I can even enable a custom size for my bullet points. Let's see here. Change up my sizing of everything. Let's make that bigger. Boom. I can make them a different color. I can make my checked ones a different color. There we go. And then if I was like, oh wow, you know what, I want a different color backgrounds for my quiz, I could do it like that. Padding is going to make it so that, you know, if you wanted a different color background and then you wanted it not to be right up against the Oh, don't do negative like that. You didn't want it to be right up against the corners. You'd be like that. So you have all sorts of fun options with that Gravity Forms modal, which I just got rid of. One sec. And it's the same principle. If you want to make this guy full height, then you'll just go into the row settings and then make this full height. There you go. And then you can just style this however you like with that module, but you can also add in like an image above or below or however you like to do it. If you have page, if you have like a progress bar or you want a progress bar, all you have to do is add in page breaks like this. So you hit the page thing and then you can start paging, and you can add in like another question or anything like that. So it makes it really easy to do through Gravity Forms. If you want to add like a multiple step form, really similar to what Amy has here, right? So I'm like clicking on it and then I'm going to a new page. So you could do it like that. Okay, so I'm gonna hit save and we're done. And now let's test out our quiz. Okay, so I am hitting done. I'm gonna hit cats, submit. Let's see if it redirects us. Boom, clearly you love cats. Dang, look at that, we are fancy. And that, my friends, is how you can make quizzes. Yay! You are a quiz master now. Quizzical? Is that even a thing? Awesome. Well, I hope that you found that informative. I know it's a little dense, but they can be very difficult. I have totally in the past spent like hours and hours and hours trying to figure out how to make a quiz for clients. And so there it is. There's two different options. Obviously the image option, a little bit faster, and then there's the other option if you want to get super fancy and advanced. That, my friends, is all for today. Thank you so much for watching with us. We'll see you next week.